soon as I walked in through past the hallway, Scott said, "So you ready to give your speech?" I'm like, what? Malawalele, Siotofa, my name is Toka Valu. I am a Tongan American. I've been out here in Coast Salish territory since 1997, so it's pretty much home for me. And especially in South and West Seattle, those are areas where a lot of Tongans and Samoans specifically have called home for many generations. Not as many as 7, but you know, we're at least 2 or 3 generations in, so it's definitely been home. And so it feels very full circle for me to have been here to contribute in some way like this to this particular campus especially. This campus, it does mean a lot to me, all the way from Dr. Rochelle Fonoti, rest in peace, to the initial students who were part of that first iteration of the Anapisi program. Happy to see that I still see Anapisi over there, so that's great. Shout out to Anapisi. But the campus overall has just really spoken a lot of different themes to me that really remind me of my own family. So I was very happy to have gotten the commission. I was really excited to get the call from Dr. Jimenez. And I just want to shout out Dr. Jimenez, Scott, and especially Sharon and the rest of his faculty for guiding this process. Thank you so much for making this easy for me. And I also want to just shout out the students, because when I came and visited, they were on it. They were really, really encouraged them to kind of find their own voices in certain aspects of that mural. And I'm really proud of what they did there. So thank you so much to the students. So real quickly, just to go over a little bit of the inspiration of the mural itself. There were several community listening sessions that Scott and staff had already hosted leading up to the call and getting the commission itself. And the 3 particular words that really kind of came to the forefront for me when I was looking over all the different notes was community, resilience, and diversity. Those are pretty broad terms, right? And it can be pretty overwhelming to kind of figure out how do I even start to bring this down to some ground level content so that I can at least put something on these walls. And I'll be honest, I was stuck for like 2 weeks. A week before the design was due, Scott texted me, "Hey, I'm really excited to see that design." I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. But I really went back to my own practice, and my practice really is centered around storytelling. You know, I come from a people that are rich in oral storytelling. I'm Tongan. I was born and raised out there in the Kingdom of Tonga. When I came out here in '97, as a 14-year-old, you know, it's already a very disconcerting time for a lot of teenagers, even more so for an immigrant. And so arts and storytelling really helped me kind of stay grounded. And so I went back to that particular tradition, and I wanted to make sure that the stories that I was kind of figuring out for these particular panels were stories that are specific to this region. So the 2 stories that I kind of found that I was really moved by and really shouted a lot about community, resilience, and the diversity were the story of The Origin of Fire by Coyote. We have a similar character in our own cultures, Maui, not the Disney Maui, he's awesome too. But there is this common theme of this trickster who's willing to do what's necessary to make society better for their fellow humans, right? That is Coyote. And so Coyote was at the center of this story of The Origin of Fire. The story goes that the Skookums were the only ones who had fire. Skookums, I believe, is a Chinook jargon term. If I'm wrong, please correct me. It's a Chinook jargon term for mountain giants. And so they were the only ones who had fire. They could cook their food, they could cook their meat, and the rest of the animal kingdom and everyone else could not do so. And in the long winter months, everyone pleaded with Coyote to please help us or we will freeze to death. Coyote took it upon himself to go up the mountains and trick the Skookum sisters into lulling them into sleep so that he could steal a stick of that fire, run it down the mountain. He got super tired because they were all chasing him after that. And one by one, every single animal in the animal kingdom helped him run away with that stick of fire. So that's the first part that you'll notice, is that people are passing this torch on and on and on. That's exactly what happened in the story. Coyote passed the fire on to another animal, a deer. Deer passes it on when he couldn't go any further to another animal. And finally it came to Frog. Frog jumped across the river, got super tired, and just decided, I'm just gonna spit this coal into the trees, and the trees ended up swallowing the fire. Skookums could not remove the fire from the trees, and that's why you could rub the wood together to start a fire. So that's the first story. The second story is also based out of here as well, out of this region, about how the people lifted the sky. And so in this story, in the ancient days, people had to walk around kind of hunched over like that, because the sky sat right on top of them, right? And so it was hard to do any gardening, any agricultural crops or anything like that. So the folks decided that we need to develop some kind of common word that we could all understand: animals, people, anyone who's able-bodied and able to lend a hand to lift the sky up so that we can at least get about our day a little more easy. So the word they came up with was Yahau. And that was the story that really came to me, because Yahau is a word that I've heard throughout my time at college as well. And so I thought it was a great way to kind of bring back a word that was important in my own college years, especially to bring that story to these murals as well. And so when everyone was ready, everyone shouted Yahau, and they would lift the sky. Yahau, lift the sky. Yahau, lift the sky, until eventually the sky was exactly as it is today, where you can at least enjoy your days, you can relax a little bit and do the work that you need to do. And so both of these stories are present in this mural. In the background, you'll notice some figures kind of lifting their hands to the sky, holding the sky up. That's the story of the origin of the word Yahau.